What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over and ranking our top 10 running backs in college football 25 Ultimate Team. And these are all running backs that I honestly don't mind. But again, we're going to be ranking them from top to bottom on how good they are specifically and whether you guys should be picking them up for your specific Ultimate Team or not. Now, we're going to start it off with an honorable mention. That honorable mention is going to be Jaden Ott. And if my, internet does load slowly, I apologize, guys. I'm on a hot spot today. Don't ask me why. It's not necessarily my fault, okay? I promise. Only 84 speed. One thing I like about Jaden Ott is his carrying. I hate when my running backs ever fumble. Jaden Ott never is going to fumble for you guys, so that is one thing he does have going for him. Again, just wish he was a little bit faster, but definitely is an honorable mention. Used him a couple of weeks ago. Honestly, I didn't mind him. The more I use power backs in this game, the more I'm starting to somewhat like them, which I never really thought I would. We're going to start it at number 10, and with number 10, we're going to head way back to an 86 overall, that one being Chris Johnson. I still to this day like CJ2K. I still to this day think Chris Johnson can be really, really good for you. 87 speed, 86 acceleration, good juke move. He's just a really solid back, and I struggle against Chris Johnson because I feel like he is so hard to tackle. Again, I feel like he's so fast, tough to tackle. This card, in my opinion, is a really, really, really solid card. 39,000 coins for Chris Johnson isn't bad whatsoever. Speed kills in this game, and Chris Johnson with that 87 speed can compete with some of the best overall cards in the entire game. Now to my number 9. At number 9, we've got to up the overall a little bit. And I've got no issues with CJ, but we've got to up the overall just that slightly, that little bit. And with that, we're plugging in Ruben Owens. 88 speed, 89 carrying. The carrying similar to Jaden Ott, right? Like, still going to be able to carry the rock. Juke move, spin move, not great. So he is more of that power back in the game. 88 speed, 87 acceleration. And that's the thing. Right now, he is still going to be way faster than a guy like a Jaden Ott, which definitely helps him out. 73,000 coins isn't bad for this card, especially if you do like a power back compared to a fast back. I do like this card. There's going to be no more college kickoff sets coming out in the game, which is interesting. But there are other cards for around the same price that I think are just as good, if not better. So don't freak out if you don't have Ruben Owens. I know like college kickoff cards aren't going to be in the game after, there's not going to be new pack drops. So his price might not go down, but that's okay. Like Ruben Owens is good, but don't worry about it if you do not have the card. Don't think, oh, I need to pick him up before he's out of packs, anything like that. There are other cards that can absolutely do what that card can do. At my number 8, we're plugging in Christian McCaffrey, who is a great, just a good overall running back. This card came out really early in this game, and honestly, for how early he came out, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. But 87 speed, 87 acceleration, good spin, good juke. Receiving out of the backfield is really good for Christian McCaffrey as well. I mean, if you really wanted to get cheesy, he could play in the as far as a slot receiver as well. Christian McCaffrey could. Definitely a really solid overall card. I ran this card probably like a month ago, I want to say, for Christian McCaffrey when I was in Champs in Gauntlet. And I think the reason I ran him was in the slot in my option attack. And I honestly think it led me to a lot of success. Like, I do believe Christian McCaffrey led me to my only 9 wins in the gauntlet that I've gotten so far. C-Mac, still really good. Obviously, can always quick sell him for 175,000 coins. I still don't think he's worth the 250,000 coins he's going for, even as like a rental, because a lot of these other cards are cheaper than that. At my number 7, we're plugging in Antario Brown here from NIU. Did NIU lose? I think they lost last weekend, which is just sad. They beat Notre Dame and then just lost. 88 speed does come with that 90 acceleration, 88 carrying. Bad juke once again. Him, Ruben Owens, even Jaden Ott, kind of all similar. Yes, they're, slightly different, but they're all more power backs compared to like, those fast backs. I like Antario Brown. For his price, he's not bad either. And again, the price hasn't popped up yet because my internet is running on fumes. But Antario Brown, if you've got him, he is a really good back. Power back that also has quite a bit of speed. That 90 acceleration is absolutely crazy for Antario Brown. Definitely a top 10 running back. I've got him in here at number 7. At my number 6, we're plugging in the guy I think is going to win the Heisman. Now, no shot at Caleb Johnson from Iowa, who definitely does have a not a great shot, but a decent shot. I think Ashton Jenty is going to win the Heisman this year. 88 speed, 87 acceleration for Jenty. I don't necessarily love his spin move, juke move animations, but he has an 85 catch as well, which I think is super important. You know, receiving back is obviously great to have. For me, when I've used this card, he has brought me some success. There are cards I like more. Like my top guys, my top 5, I do all like more than Ashton Jenty, which is kind of weird because when you look at his stats, you'd think, man, this card might be one of the best backs in the game. It's tough to outdo Jenty, but I think it's more so maybe his animations than anything else. This card is really solid, especially for his price, which obviously is not popping up. But definitely Ashton Jenty can play at a really high level in this game. At my number 5, we're plugging in Ricky Williams, and for his price, you're not doing better than Ricky Williams in this game. I genuinely don't know how Ricky Williams is this cheap. He's got a great speed, great acceleration, great spin, good juke. The animations on those two as well are just fantastic. There's no doing better than Ricky Williams in college football Ultimate Team right now for his price. Definitely, and I'll say this, I've used DeAnthony Thomas. The difference between DeAnthony Thomas and Ricky Williams, it's there because of the speed. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal because the thing with Ricky Williams is he can truck people. He can spin move. He can juke move. I think I'm going to probably sell DeAnthony Thomas and just pick up Ricky Williams because he gives you 95% of what DeAnthony Thomas can do. For 70,000 coins, good luck doing better. Ricky Williams, my best value, probably running back in the entire game. Definitely a card that I would pick up if I were you guys watching this video. Cracking my top 5, I guess ahead of top 5. At my number 4, Quentin Judkins. And you guys might think, really, Ty? Judkins is this low? Maybe this is too low. Maybe it's because I'm tired of using Judkins, but I guess I don't love him as a receiver out of the backfield. I don't just necessarily run the ball a lot. Does have 89 speed, 89 acceleration, good carrying, great juke, good spin move animations. You look at the receiving, not necessarily great down there. Judkins is still going to be Judkins, though, and he's been one of the best backs in the game. And if you're still running this card, I don't blame you whatsoever. Judkins is so good in college football Ultimate Team. We've just got to the point where there are better backs at this stage, but for their specific price, for their specific value, give me Judkins up there with the rest of them. I mean, he is one of the best running backs in our entire game right now in college football Ultimate Team. At my number 3, right ahead of Quentin Judkins, a guy that I don't necessarily love for his price. Like, Judkins is $255. The next guy we're going to plug in is Donovan Edwards. I think he is a little bit more expensive. The thing about Donovan Edwards is this. He is going to be a great receiver out of the backfield. 85 catch, great juke move, good spin move, good speed, good acceleration. There's just no real flaws with Donovan Edwards at all. And that's the thing, like as I'm comparing Donovan Edwards to Quentin Judkins, it's like, how am I supposed to be higher on Judkins than Edwards? Edwards is basically Judkins with just a better catch rating, which is super important for me. Donovan Edwards is a beast. Not worth the amount of coins he's going for, but I do think he is a top 3 running back in the game right now. At my number 2, you guys should know who I'm going to plug in here. Mr. Bijan Robinson, 88 speed, 89 carrying, good break tackle, good truck, good spin, good juke, no flaws in Robinson whatsoever. And that's my thing is it's like, yes, I personally love running DeAnthony Thomas because of his speed. Nobody can be as fast as DeAnthony Thomas. That's the one thing he's going to have over everybody. But the other guys are going to be more complete backs. They can stiff arm, they can spin, they can juke, they can do it all. Whereas DeAnthony Thomas can't necessarily do quite as much. Is something to kind of take note of, is something to kind of think about, obviously, when you do look at things. Robinson is an absolute beast in this game, and if you've used this card, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Coming in at my number 2. At my number 1, the best running back in the game, should be no surprise to you guys. It is DeAnthony Thomas, 90 overall. And if you don't like DeAnthony Thomas, I don't know what to tell you. 91 speed, 90 acceleration, great agility, great spin, good juke, good change of direction, good break tackle. His trucking's low, his strength's low, his stiff arm's low. Even his catch isn't necessarily the highest catch on on this top 10, which I personally wish was a little bit higher. But I like DeAnthony Thomas. I'll probably hold on to him for a decent while. And more so than anything, guys, because of how fast he is. The pure threat of that 91 speed is just absolutely ridiculous, absolutely crazy. DeAnthony Thomas is that man in college football Ultimate Team. The problem is he's 1.5 million coins, which is crazy expensive right now in the game. D'Anthony Thomas, an absolute beast, our best running back in college football ultimate team right now. Let me know your thoughts on my top 10 down below in the comments. Who was I too high on? Who was I too low on? Let me know those things. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.